Hello friends, I'm Navin from WP Help Guide. Welcome to another WordPress tutorial. If you are a coach, mentor, speaker or therapist and struggling to make your site, then you don't have to worry anymore. Today in this tutorial we are going to use Blossom Coach free WordPress theme. This theme is quite popular among coaches and speakers. It is developed by popular WordPress theme company called Blossom Themes. I will guide you step by step how to create a beautiful website using Blossom Coach free WordPress theme without writing a single line of code. At the end of tutorial, you will be able to create a site where you can display your bio, list all your services, share your clients' testimonials, include call to action button to encourage your customer to take action and much more. I'll also guide you step by step how to install the theme, activate necessary plugins, create posts and pages and set up different homepage sections. You'll also learn how to add email newsletter subscription to generate more leads. At first, I'll show you how to set up the free version. Later in the tutorial, I'll show you how to upgrade to the pro version without losing any of your existing progress and briefly walk you through the extra feature of the pro version. I'll provide the timeline in the description below. If you want to jump to a specific section of the tutorial, you can click on the timeline and follow along. Before we get started, if you are new to the channel and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I request you to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of my future videos. Now, let's have a look at the Blossom Coach theme that we are going to use in this tutorial. Head over to Blossom Themes website. I'll provide the link in the description below. Go to shop, go to free themes and click on Blossom Coach. This is the sales page of Blossom Coach theme. As you can see here, it has received 13 5-star reviews and this theme is currently used by 2000 plus active users. If you scroll down, you'll see the option to preview the live demo. So let's click here. Now let's explore the demo of this theme. At the top you can see the newsletter section from where you can generate more leads. Then there is option to add the phone number along with email address. You can also link your social media profile. Then there is the header with the logo on the left and the menu items. This theme is also compatible with WooCommerce. That means you can sell your services right from your site. Then there is the banner section where you can add your image along with the newsletter. This also helps you to generate more leads. Then below the banner section there is the client logo section where you can add the logo of the website that you have been featured on or the company's logo where you have partnered. Then there is the about section and in this section you can display information about yourself. Just below the about section there is call to action section. In this section you can add some catchy taglines and link to your important pages like contact page, services or even link to your appointment page. Below the call to action section there is the testimonial section and here you can display the feedback received from your clients. Below the testimonial section there is the services section and here you can list all the services that you provide to your customers. Below the services section there is the blog section and here it will display your latest blog post. Below the blog section is another call to action section and again you can use this section to link to important pages like contact page, your services or even appointment page. Below the call to action section there is a contact section where you can add your address info and even link it to your social media profile. On the right hand side you can see you can also embed contact form so your customers can easily get in touch with you. Below the contact section there is another newsletter section and again you can use this feature to generate more leads and get in touch with your customers. Then below the newsletter section we have the footer area where you can add 4 different footers in 4 different footer areas. This theme support 22 highly customizable widgets. Blossom Coach is the parent theme of Blossom Health Coach and Life Coach. If you plan on using Blossom Health Coach or Life Coach, this tutorial will also cover that. The process to configure the homepage section is similar to the Blossom Coach. So let's have a look at those theme demos as well. Here you can go to Blossom Health Coach and this is the demo of Blossom Health Coach. Here we have the newsletter section just like Blossom Coach, but we have completely different header layout. In this theme, the logo is in the center and social media icons are on the left. Then we have the menu. Then we have the same banner layout with newsletter. Then in this theme, the services section lies just below the banner. Then we have the about section, then another call to action section, then the testimonial section, and as you have noticed, the design is slightly different in Blossom Health Coach, but the process to configure this section are same. Then there is the client logo section where you can add your clients and the website you have been featured on. Then there is the blog section and another call to action section, and then we have the contact section, and finally we have the newsletter section. Now let's have a look at the demo of life coach. Click here and look for life coach. So here is the life coach. This is the demo of life coach, and if you have noticed, we have the newsletter at the top with the same option to add phone number, email address and social media icon. Then we have the header, then there is the banner just like the free version of Blossom Coach with newsletter, and then we have the client logo section, and in this case we have a beautiful about section. Then there is the services section, and here you can see we have different color scheme with gradients. Then there is the call to action section, then there is the testimonial section, and the design of testimonial section is different compared to Blossom Coach and Blossom Health Coach. Then we have the blog section, then another call to action section and the address section, and finally we have the newsletter section. Then at the bottom we have the footer section. Now let's dive into the sales page of this theme and see what are the features available in this theme. So I am on the sales page of Blossom Coach, and let's explore. Here you can compare the Blossom Coach theme with the Pro version. We scroll down, you can read more about this theme. This theme is mobile friendly, so your website loads smoothly across all devices. This theme is also SEO optimized and schema friendly, which means your site will rank better on search engines. This theme is also speed optimized, so your site loads faster. As shown in the demo, there is also slider banner section with the newsletter. Then there is the about section. Then we have the services section and the testimonial section. There is also the blog section where you can display your blog post. Then there is the call to action section to link to your important pages. Then there is back to top button so that it makes easier for your customers to return to the top of the website. This theme offers 3 blog layout. We didn't dive into the blog layout, so let's check the blog layouts. So let's return back to Blossom Coach, and if you go to blog, this is the blog layout, and as you can see here we have blog on the left hand side and sidebar on the right hand side. We also didn't cover other pages, so let's have a look at the other pages. So the next one is portfolio, and here you can list your portfolio and sort them based on categories. Then these are the inner pages and shop, so feel free to explore them as well. Now let's go back to the sales page. As shown in the demo, this theme also allows you to integrate your social media profile. You can add your social media link and display them in the header. This theme also offers option to change the font. So this theme supports 900 plus Google fonts, and you can use any Google fonts that you want to use on your site. Then there is the author box as shown in this demo. This is the author box, and here you can add your image, add your name, sort by about yourself, include your signature, and even link to your social media profiles. As shown in the demo, there is also newsletter section along with the widget. You can add the newsletter on the home page as well as on the blog page. This theme has extensive documentation along with the video tutorial. This theme is WooCommerce ready as mentioned earlier, so you can sell your services right from your site. This theme is also widget ready and has 22 highly customizable widgets to use on your site. This theme is also cross-browser compatible, which means that your site will look better across all browsers. This theme is also easy on eyes. It has a better font size selections with appropriate spaces and contrast, so your site looks much better and looks professional. This theme is also translation ready. If you want to use your site other than English language, you can translate your site in any languages you want. This theme is also RTL ready, which means if you use right to left languages like Arabic, you can use this site. As mentioned earlier, this theme is maintained by popular WordPress company called Blossom Themes, and they make sure that they meet WordPress standards and push the necessary updates so that your site remains safe and healthy. And finally, you get quick and friendly support from the support team. If you face any issue, you can always reach out to their support team for assistance. They will get back to you with a solution very quickly. Now let's have a look at the Pro version and compare it with the free version. Go to shop, go to premium themes and click on Blossom Codes. This is the sales page of Blossom Codes. On the right hand side, you can see that it has received 45 5-star reviews, and here are different packages that you can purchase. And if you scroll down, you will get an option to preview the live demo. So let's click on it. We are now on the demo of Blossom Codes Pro theme. Here at the top, you can see the newsletter section just like the free version. We also have the option to add the phone number, email address and link to our social media profile. On the left hand side there is a logo, and on the right there is a menu items, and we have the banner with the newsletter. Then there is the client logo section, then there is the about section just like the free version, then there is a call to action section and testimonial section. Below the testimonial section we have the services section where you can add as many services you want. In this Pro theme there is an option to add the pricing. So if you offer different kind of pricing model for your customers, you can use this Pro version and list your pricing models. Below the pricing there is also our members achievement section. Here you can share your existing customer stories and achievement so that your future customers can read about them and book an appointment with you. Below the members achievement there is the event section, and if you conduct any kind of events, you can provide the details here so that your customers can easily check out the events and book for it. Below the event section there is the blog section just like the free version where your latest blog post will be displayed. Below the blog section we have another call to action section, and again you can link it to the important pages. Below the call to action section there is a podcast, so if you record podcasts you can use this feature and display your podcast on your site. Below the podcast section is the shop section, and you can use this feature to sell your services right from your site. And here you can add your address info along with the contact form so your customers can easily get in touch with you. We have the newsletter section, and you can use this feature to generate more leads. Finally, we have the footer area with the footer copyright. This theme also offers different page templates, so let's explore them. The first page template is the about page template. This is the design of about page template, and as you can see here you can include your information along with the image. Then there is the stats section where you can add your stats. Then there is the testimonial section, and all the section of about page template or any page template can be easily configured. If you don't want to use any of the section, you can easily disable them. Then below the testimonial there is the services section, and here you can list all your services. Then there is the client logo section, and there is a code section where you can either list your favorite code or you can add your own code. Then there is the team member section. Here you can introduce your team members if you have any team members. If you work alone, you can simply disable this section. Then there is a contact section where you can add the address info along with the contact form just like on the home page. Then there is the newsletter section. The other page templates are services, so let's explore that as well. As you have guessed, on the services page template you can list your services, and you can also display your pricing model. And here are some of the FAQs that your customers may want to read about before making any kind of purchase. Then there is a call to action to encourage your customers to take actions. The other page template is events, and on this page template all your events will be listed. So as you can see here in this demo there are 4 events listed, and below the events there is another call to action section to encourage your customers to book an event or take any kind of actions. The other page template is podcast, and here it will list all of your podcasts that you have added on your site. This is the design of podcast, and as you can see here, we have the image along with the title and option to play your podcast even without opening this post. The other page template is portfolio, and as I've shown earlier, you can list your portfolio and sort them on category. Let's preview one of the portfolio. This is the single portfolio, and as you can see, here is the category, here is the title, and here you can list the information about your portfolio. There is also navigation for the portfolio, and here are some of the related portfolios. The next is the success stories, and on this page template all your case studies or success stories will be displayed, and this has option to add 2 images. So this is before and after images, and I highly suggest if you want to share your customer stories, you can use this feature. The next page template is testimonials, and as you have guessed, here you can list all of your testimonials. On the home page you can add as many testimonials you want, but I recommend you to use 2 or 3 at max, and on this page template you can list all of your clients' feedback and testimonials. Just below the testimonials there is call to action section, so after reading the testimonials your customers can easily be encouraged to take any actions. You can link this to your contact page, appointment page, or even your services page. Then the next page template is contact us page, so let's see that as well. Just like on the home page, there is option to add the address info along with the contact form, and you get an extra option to add a map. Then there is a call to action section. Again, this is for encouraging your customer to take an action. This is all about the page templates available. Let's have a look at the blog page layout, and we get the same layout just like the free version, and you also get different blog page layout in this theme. I'll dive into how to configure the blog page layout once we start configuring the pro version. Then under pages you can see the different kind of variation this theme offers. Under shop you can see the shop, and this is the shop page where you can list your products and sell them from your site. Now let's go back to the sales page of Blossom Coach Pro and compare it with the free version. So now let's check below, and this is the testimonials of Blossom Coach Pro theme, so feel free to check the testimonials. And then here is the comparison chart, so let's go one by one. You get the option to add the site logo in the free version as well as on the pro version. Both themes are mobile friendly, cross-browser compatible. You also get an option to add custom CSS in both of the theme. Both of the theme are translation ready, search engine optimized, speed optimized, and also include option for social media integration. Both of the theme are schema friendly. And here starts the differences. In the pro version you can import the demo content with a single click. However, this option is not available in the free version. In the pro version there are 5 header layouts, whereas only 1 header layout is available in the free version. Similarly, there are 9 homepage section in the free version, whereas you get 14 homepage section in the pro version. In the free version you cannot sort the homepage section, but in the pro version you can sort the homepage section, enable or disable any other section that you want. Then in the free version you don't get an option to change the color, but in the pro version you get that option. In the free version you get limited Google Fonts option, whereas in the pro version you get 600 plus Google Fonts. There is no option to change the font size, but in the pro version you can change it. In the free version you can only partially edit the copyright, whereas in the pro version you get option to fully edit the copyright information. In addition to that, the free version doesn't include one-page navigation, whereas in the pro version if you want to use one-page website, then you can do it. As shown in the demo, there is no option to add the pricing option, which is only available in the pro version. Similarly, there is no success story section, event section, podcast section, and even shop section. You get the banner with image in both versions, whereas in the free version there is a limited option for slider, whereas in pro version you get advanced options. The next is banner with subscription form. As you have seen, This feature is available in both free as well as the pro version. Banner with contact form. In the free version you cannot add the contact form, but in the pro version you can embed the contact form as well. In both versions you get an option to add video banner. Then there is the dynamic footer here, which means that there is option to add the shortcode and it will automatically update the year. Then the free version is not compatible for multi-language, whereas in pro version it is compatible with WPML and Polylang. The next is WooCommerce compatible, and both of the themes are compatible. Both of the themes are also RTL compatible, and as shown in the demo, there is no predefined about page template, contact page template, testimonial page template, podcast page template, services page template, event page template, predefined success stories page in the free version, whereas this option is available in the pro version. However, there is predefined portfolio page template in both of the themes. Then you get an option to add only one sidebar in the free version, but in the pro version you get unlimited sidebar option. In the pro version you can also make your header sticky, and you get 4 pagination style, whereas you only get 1 pagination style in free version. There is also 67 background patterns to choose from in the pro version, whereas in the free version you don't get any background patterns, and the support is free for both of the themes. Now let's explore the other so you can visualize what are the features. So here you can see the 5 different header layouts in the pro version, what are the different single layouts, and here are 3 block page layouts, and here are the pagination style and the banner option. Here you can also add a call to action button, add a newsletter, and even have a slider. You also get one-click demo import as mentioned above, so you can import the demo content with a single click. There are 7 custom pages, which is the page templates that I have shown in the demo. Then this theme is mobile friendly, and here you can see the option to change the theme color. Then you get option to choose from 600 plus Google fonts. This theme is SEO and schema friendly. This theme also support one-page website. It is speed optimized. You also get an option to integrate your social media profile, and you can also enable social media share for your blog post. Then there is the newsletter section as well as the widget, and here you can see the background option for the theme. There is also author box section that you can use on the sidebar and display below your post. And as shown above, this theme also offers reorder or sorting of the homepage section. You can easily sort the order of the homepage section and customize it according to your preferences. Then here are some of the sections that we have already covered in the free version. This theme also includes back to top, sticky floating menu, and custom post types, WooCommerce ready. And here this theme is coded clean. It is also translation ready. It also includes built-in live customizer, which means that you can preview the changes in real time even before publishing it. Then there is a unlimited sidebar options. There is one-click update, and this theme is multi-language compatible, so you can make your site in more than 2 languages. This is also RTL compatible. It includes extensive documentation and video tutorial as well. This theme is widget ready and includes 22 highly customizable widgets. This theme is also cross-browser compatible. It is easy to read, and it has been designed considering the standard of design principles. And just like the free version, you get quick and friendly support. So if you ever face any issue, you can reach out to the support team for assistance. I'll provide the link in the description below if you want to purchase the Blossom Course Pro theme. Now let's dive into the dashboard and start configuring and setting up the website using this theme. Go to your dashboard and go to appearance and click on themes, and to add the theme just click on add new, and here search for Blossom Coach, and in the list you will see the Blossom Coach. Simply click on install and click on activate. I've also made an in-depth tutorial on how to install a theme and how to tackle different issues that you might face while installing a theme. I'll provide the link in the description below. Please feel free to check the tutorial as well. Now this theme also recommends to install the following plugins and check out the getting started page. So let's go with the getting started page first. And as you can see here, I'm using Blossom Coach 1.2.5 version, and here you can see the list of the recommended plugins. Under getting started, you will see the necessary information. You can visit the documentation from here. You can also reach out to the support team, and you can also visit the demo. And on the right hand side, you get an option to upgrade to the pro version, along with the option to visit the knowledge base. You can also submit your site for social share. So they also have a social media profile, and you can submit your site to feature them on their social media profile. Then under FAQs and support, you will find some of the commonly asked questions, so please feel free to check them out. Then under useful plugins, you'll see the list of the recommended plugins by them, and under free versus pro, you can check the free versus pro comparison chart. Now let's go ahead and install these recommended plugins. Though it is not necessary, it is recommended to have this plugin installed to get most out of this theme. So let's click on begin installing plugins. Simply check mark this option and it will select all the plugins, and select this option install and click on apply. Once the plugin is installed, simply click on return to required plugins installer, and again you have to activate the plugin. So just click here and select activate option and click on apply. Now the theme has been installed along with the recommended plugins. Now let's have a look at our site now. So here I am on my site, and let's refresh here, and this is what you will see when you install the theme for the first time. Now let's head over to our dashboard and start setting up different homepage section. Before we do that, let's close the different tabs and only keep the demo open so that we can refer it and set up our homepage sections. Now let's go to the dashboard. The first thing you need to do is set up the homepage section. Since this theme has different homepage section, you need to set the static homepage as well as the block page. To do so, first let's create the pages. Click on add new and give it a title home or any other title that you want to give. Click on publish. Then in addition to the home, you also have to create block page. So let's create one. Click on add new page and give it a title for a blog page. I'll go with blog and click on publish. Now since we have created these pages home and blog, you need to set them under readings and select static page, and for the home page select the page that you want to use for home, and for post pages select the blog page and click on save changes. Now when you refresh your site, you will see your latest post displaying here. It is a mandatory step and you shouldn't skip that part. Now let's go back and go to Customizer and start configuring different homepage sections. To do so, go to Appearance, click on Customize. You are now in the Customizer of Blossom Coach theme, and as you can see here is the option to preview the pro theme, and here is demo and documentation, and here you can find the demo link as well as the documentation link. Please feel free to check the documentation. The next is the site identity, and from here you can upload your logo, add the site title, add the tagline, and even upload the site icon, which is also known as favicon. You can also change the site title font along with the style and adjust the font size. So let's configure the site identity. To add your site logo, simply click on select logo, and here you can select from your media library or simply drag and drop the logo. I'll drop my logo, and here is my logo. Simply click on select, and here you will get the cropping option. If you want to crop the image, you can crop, or you can simply click on skip cropping. I will go with skip cropping, and here we have the logo. And you can also change the site title and the tagline. I'll remove the tagline for now. And you can also add your favicon. So let's add the favicon. You can use your logo, click on select and skip cropping, and your favicon will display here. Then you get an option to change the font family of your site title. I'll go with this font, but I'll slightly adjust the font size. So this looks good to me. Feel free to experiment the font size which works best for you. Now once you are done, click on publish. Now let's go back. The next is for appearance settings, and here you can find the color options from where you can change the background color. Currently it is the white color, so let's change and see how it looks. So let's go with this color, and as you can see here, the background color is changed. If you like to use any other color, you can simply enter the hex value and experiment with this slider, and it will make the changes in real time. I'll go with the white value because it looks good and the site is more wider. The next option is to add the background image. It is similar to the colors, and here you can use the background image that you want to use. Simply upload the image or select from the media library. Let's go with this image, and as you can see here is the background image. And you can also adjust the position of the image. You can also change the preset. Feel free to experiment the value. Now I don't like the background image, so let's remove that and let's go back. The next is the typography option, and here you can change the font family of the website. Let's stick with this one, and later we'll change the font family so that we can make our site unique. The next option is for layout settings. We'll not dive into layout settings now because we haven't configured any section. So let's first start configuring the homepage section, and then we'll experiment with the typography and layout settings. In order to configure the homepage section, go to front page settings. Here you'll find all the settings to configure your homepage sections. If you have noticed, at the top we have the newsletter section and the option to add the phone number, email address along with the social media icons. So let's configure one by one each of the section. In order to configure the top section, you have to go to general settings and go to header settings, and from here you can enable the header search, add the phone number, email address and newsletter shortcode. So let's do that. Let's enable the header search and add the phone number. Then you can also add your email address, and you can also add the newsletter shortcode. We haven't created the newsletter, so let's go and create the newsletter. To do so, return to your dashboard and go to Blossom Themes email newsletter and click on add new. I've also made an in-depth tutorial how to use this plugin and create a newsletter for Sidebar as well as on the home page. I'll provide the link in the description below, so please feel free to check the video tutorial as well. Here you can add the title for your newsletter, so let's add one. In field settings, you can enable the name and email field and email field only. By default it is selected email field, so let's enable both name and email field. You can also change the placeholder text and the submit button label, and you can also enable the GDPR option. Again, I have provided the tutorial link in the description below, so please feel free to check the tutorial. For form note, I'll just keep it blank. Under appearance settings, you can change the appearance of your newsletter. You can either have a background color or background image. In this case, I'll go with the background color. So let's add one background color. You can either drag this one and select the color, or you can simply enter the hex value. I'll go with the hex value here, and you can also change the font color. So let's change the font color to black and click on publish. Once you do that, simply copy this shortcode and go back to your customizer and enter the shortcode here and click on publish, and as you can see here, the newsletter is displaying here. Now let's go back and go back to front page settings in order to configure the banner section. Then under banner section, you get an option to choose for the banner. By default it is banner as slider, so let's go with static video banner where you can add the newsletter. So let's select this option here. You can also upload your video or add the YouTube URL, or you can also add the header image. In this case, let's go with the header image and add the header image. The recommended size for the header image is 1920 by 700 pixel. I have already uploaded one, so I'll just go ahead and add the image. Simply click on add new, and from your media library you can select the image or simply drag and drop the image that you want to use. I'll go with this image and click on select and crop. Since the image I have uploaded is already in the recommended size, there is no cropping option, but if you have uploaded a larger image, you can simply select and move around to crop the image. So I'll go with the skip cropping option here, and here we have the banner. Now let's add the newsletter here. If you scroll down, here is an option to add the banner newsletter shortcode. So let's create another newsletter and add here. So go back to your dashboard and click on add new. Enter the title for your newsletter, and here you can configure the field settings. So let's go and configure that. And for the font color, let's go with white. You don't have to select the background color here because the theme automatically controls the background color for your newsletter in the banner. So let's publish this one and copy the shortcode. Go back to your customizer and paste the shortcode here. And here we have the newsletter in the banner. The next is client section, and here, as mentioned before, you can add the logo of your clients, or you can list the logo of the website where you have been featured on, or you can also add the logo of the website that you have partnered with. So in order to add the logo, you have to use Blossom client logo widget. Simply click on add a widget and search for client logo, and simply click here. Now you can give the title for this section. So let's go with the title featured on. Now in order to add the logo, simply click on add logo and click on upload. You can simply drag and drop the logo or select from your media library. So let's go with this logo. You can also add the featured link for this logo. I'll skip this one, but if you want to add the link for this logo, feel free to add the link here. Now let's go ahead and add some more logos. Once you are done adding the logo, simply click on apply and it will display your logo here. Once you are done, simply click on publish. This widget also allows you to display your logo in black and white. If you want that, simply check mark this option and click on apply. Then your logo will turn into black and white, and when you hover over those images, then it will turn into colored images. Let's go back, and the next is the about section, and here you can display the about page where you can display your information. We haven't created the about page, so let's return to the dashboard and create the about page. Go to dashboard, click on pages and go to add new, and here you can add the title for your about page. So let's go with the title about me. In the content area for this tutorial, I'll add some random text here, and then go to document and add the featured image that you want to display in the about section. So let's click on set featured image and select the featured image from your media library, or simply upload a new image. I'll go with this image and click on set featured image and click on publish, and you can preview your page. And this is the about page. If you don't like the sidebar on the about page, you can select the sidebar layout from here. So let's go with full width centered and click on update, and when you refresh your about page, you'll see the about page here. Currently the image is displaying on the left hand side. It is because I have uploaded a smaller size image, but if you upload a landscape image, then it will fill the gap. And if you want to center this image, you can also do that. Later on we'll check each of our pages and do some refinement in the end with the help of CSS. So now let's go back to the customizer and refresh your customizer. Go back to front page settings, go back to about section and click on add widget. Here you have to use the Blossom featured page widget. So let's search for that widget. Select this widget and here you will see the pages that you have created in the drop down list. The page that we want to use is about me, and scroll down, and currently here you can see the content. Here you get an option to display full page content. So let's enable this option, and you can also show your featured image, and we have this beautiful featured image here. If you disable this option, you can also enable the read more button that takes to the about page. So as you can see here, here is the read more button. In case if you don't want to display full content here, and if you have a very lengthy description about yourself, you can also use the excerpt feature that will control the text displaying here. So let's add the excerpt. So let's publish this one, and if you preview the home page, currently it looks like this. Now let's control what to display here. So go back to your dashboard, and in the excerpt field you can add the description that you want to display on the home page. Please note that it only supports text. You cannot add images here. Copy the text and paste it here. So let's add this text. Go back to document, paste here, press the enter key to make a line break, then copy this text, go back to document and extend this one, and here we can add the text. Once you are done, click on update, and if you visit your site and refresh it, here is the excerpt that you want to display here. Now let's go back to the customizer. It will not refresh, so simply you can just check mark this option and it will refresh your customizer as well. In my case, I have a very short description, so I'll just go with show full page content, and it looks much better. Now let's go back. Don't forget to hit the publish whenever you make any changes. Now let's go back, and the next section is call to action section, which displays below the about section. So let's configure the call to action section. You need to use the Blossom call to action widget. Simply click on add widget and search for call to action widget. Here you can add the title for your call to action. So let's add a random title. Here you can also add the description. I have added some description here, and if you want to show all your description, you can simply drag and drop this one and it will show all of your description. Now here you get an option to display two call to action buttons. By default it is selected to one, but if you want to display two call to action button, you can select this option. So let's go with two buttons, and you can add the button label as well as the button link. So now let's go with learn more, and here you can add the link. Currently I haven't created any other pages, so let's go with hash for now for button to contact me, and let's go hash. Now in addition to that, you can also select the button alignment. By default it is selected right, but you can center the button. So let's go with center layout, and here we have the call to action with center alignment of the content. You get an option to change the background color as well as upload the image. In this case I want to upload an image, so let's go with this upload image feature. In the media library you can simply select the image that you want to use as a background for your call to action section, or you can also upload an image. So let's go with this image and select, and it will refresh. Here we have the call to action with the background image, with the title, with the description, and two buttons. We'll update the button later on. Now click on publish. Now let's go back. The next is the testimonial section, where you can display your client's testimonials. So let's add a widget. it suggests you to use the testimonial widget. For adding the title, you need to use the text widget. So let's first add the title using the text widget. Simply type text and use this text widget. You can add the title. So let's go with the title, trusted by, and here we have the title. If you want to display description below this title, you can add the description here. In my case, I'll skip the description. Now let's go on adding the testimonials. Simply click on add a widget and search for testimonials widget. Click here, and in the testimonial you can add the name, designation and the testimonial content along with upload the image who provided the testimonial. So let's add one. Then you can also upload the image. So let's go with this image, and then once you are done, simply click on this icon to collapse the testimonial and keep on adding more testimonials. So let's add another one. And once you are done, click on publish. You can add as many testimonials as you want. Now let's go to another section, which is the service section, and here you can use the icon text widget to add your services. Same as the testimonial, in order to add the title you have to use the text widget. So let's add the title. Search for text widget, select this option and give it a title. And here is the title. If you want to add a description below the title, you can add the description here. Now let's add the services. Simply click on add widget and search for icon text. Select this widget. Here you get an option to add the title, description, upload an image, or choose from the font awesome icon library. You also get an option to add the read more button. So let's add one services. You can drag this one to show all of your description. Then you can also upload the image if you want to add your own image, or you can search from the font awesome icon library. Let's add icon from the library. So let's go with this icon. And if you want to display the read more label, you can add the read more text. So read more. And if you have created the dedicated page where you talk about these services, then you can add the link of that service page here. Since I haven't created any page, so I'll skip this one. And once you are done, just click on this icon to collapse this widget and keep on adding more services. So let's keep on adding more services now. As you can see here, we have successfully added the services. You can add as many services you want. For now, I have only added 6 services, but please feel free to add if you have more services. Once you are done, click on publish, and let's visit our site to see the progress. At the top we have the newsletter. Here is the phone number and details. We have the banner section. We have configured the client logo section. Here is the about section. Here is the call to action section. Here is now the testimonial section, and here is the services section. It looks good for now. Now let's dive into how to configure the blog section. So let's go to the customizer and go back. next is the blog section, and here it will automatically display the blog that you have published. So you can either disable this section if you don't have any post published. In addition to that, you can also change the blog title, which is latest articles by default. You can also change the read more label for your post, and you can also change the see more post with links to your blog post page. So let's go back to our dashboard and start creating few posts to configure this section. Go to your dashboard, and in order to create the post, click on post and click on add new. I've also made an in-depth tutorial on how to create posts and pages using the new Gutenberg block editor. I'll provide the link in the description below. Feel free to check the tutorial as well. It is an in-depth tutorial and I cover almost all the essential blocks that you might use while creating the post. Now let's create the first post. Here you can add the title for your post. Here you can add the content of your post. So let's add some random text here. Then in order to add category, go to documents and click on category, and from here you can add the category for your post. So let's add some categories. Then you also have to set the featured image. Click on set featured image and select from your media library or simply upload a new image. So let's go with this image and click on publish, and let's check our blog, and here we have the blog post published. Let's preview the single post now and see how it looks. Simply click on this title, and this is how the single post looks like. And you can also configure the sidebar. I'll cover shortly how to configure that. Now I'll pause the video and start adding some more posts and resume once I have successfully added some more posts. I have created 5 posts for this tutorial. Now let's go back to the customizer and let's refresh this section, and here is the blog section with the latest blog post. As you have noticed, the excerpt is very long and you can easily fix that. I will briefly touch in how to customize the blog section content in a moment. First, let's set up the remaining homepage section. Let's go back, and the next is the option to add another call to action. So let's add the call to action. To add, so add a widget and search for call to action. Just like the above call to action section, you can also add the title and description and configure the other setting. So let's add one. Give it a description, and here you can add number of call to action buttons. So let's go with only one option here, and for the button link just add has. But if you have already created the page, you can add the page link here, and here you can select the alignment and the background color. In this case also I'd like to go with the background image, so let's check this one and go with this image, and here we have the call to action with the background image. Once you are done, click on publish. Now the next section is the contact section, which is the last section of the home page. So let's configure and finalize the home page section. Go to contact section, and here you have to use the Blossom contact as well as the text widget. So let's configure and add the contact. Simply search for contact and select this widget, and here you can add the title, description, telephone number, email address along with the social media profile link. So let's add the title. If you don't want to add anything in the description, you can skip this one and it will not display. In this case, let's go and add some description here, and here you can add the phone number. In the email address, add your email address. For the address, you can add your address info. If you want to link your social media profile, in this section simply click on add social icon, search for the icon of the social media that you want to use. So let's go with Facebook, select the logo, and here you can add the link of your Facebook or any other social media profile that you are using. If you want to add more than one social profile, then click on add social icon, search for the social media icon and add the link. Once you are done adding the social media, then click on apply, and here it will display your social media profile. If you want to sort the order, you can also drag and drop in order to sort the order, and once you do that, don't forget to click on apply to make the changes. And here you can see we have the Pinterest followed by Facebook and then Twitter. Now let's click on publish to publish the changes. Then if you have noticed in the demo, there is also option to add the contact form. In order to display the contact form on the home page, you need to install and configure the contact form plugin. The popular one is Contact Form 7 plugin, but feel free to use any plugin that allow you to generate the shortcode. In this case, I will use the Contact Form 7 plugin, which is one of the most popular. To install the plugin, go to plugins, click on add new and search for Contact Form 7. And simply click on install now. Once the plugin is installed, click on activate, and here you will see the new menu. Simply click on here. The plugin automatically creates one form for you. You can copy the shortcode and paste it wherever you want to display. If you want to make any adjustment in the setting, whether you want to change the field, then you can click on edit and experiment with the options. I will go ahead and copy the shortcode and go back to the customizer. In order to display the contact form here, you have to use the text widget. So let's add one. Click on text, and here you can give the title for this section. So let's add the title. Here you can add the description that you want to display below this title. So let's add one, and here you can add the shortcode of the contact form that you have copied earlier. And as you can see here, the contact form is showing here. So let's publish the changes and preview the site. Let's refresh here, and here is the home page. So let's scroll down, and here we have the contact section. At this time we have successfully configured the home page. So let's go back and configure the menu as well. So go to your dashboard, go to appearance and click on menu. I have also made an in-depth tutorial on how to create menu in WordPress. I'll provide the link in the description below. Please feel free to check the tutorial. The tutorial covers everything that you need to know about creating menu in WordPress. Now let's go ahead and create a menu. Simply enter the menu name here and click on create menu. And here you can add pages, posts and categories along with the custom links. So let's add some pages. Now let's add some categories. Now let's add custom link that links to the home page. Here you can add the link of your website and add the link text and click on add to menu. Now in order to sort the menu, simply drag and drop wherever you want. Once you have sorted the menu items, select the display location, which is the primary option, and click on save menu. Now let's go back to the site and refresh the site, and as you can see here, we have the menu item showing here. Now let's add the contact page as well. Go back to your dashboard, go to contacts and copy the shortcode and go back to pages, click on add new and give it the title, and here you can add the text here. Now in order to add the contact form, simply paste the shortcode here and click on publish. If you visit your page, this is your contact form. If you want to change the sidebar layout, you can select from here. So in this case, let's go with full width center layout and click on update, and let's see how the about page looks. And this is the about page with less distraction. Once you are happy, go to appearance, go to menus, and then select the contact page and click on add to menu, and then click on save menu. Now let's refresh the website, and here we have the contact page. So this is how you can easily set up the homepage section. At this time you have successfully configured the homepage section. Now let's check the homepage section. At the top we have the newsletter, then the contact information. We haven't configured the social media profile yet, but we'll dive shortly into how to configure that as well. Then we have the header section, then there is the banner section, here is the client logo section, then there is the about section, followed by call to action section, and here are the testimonials, here are the services, and then here is the blog section with the latest blog post, and here is another call to action section, and finally we have the contact section. We haven't configured the newsletter section, so let's go back and configure it. Go back to your customizer, let's collapse this, and in order to add the newsletter you have to go to general settings, and here you can find the newsletter settings. Click here and enable this option, and here you can add the newsletter shortcode. So let's go back and create a newsletter for this section, or you can simply copy the shortcode of the newsletter that you have created. In this case I'll go and create a new newsletter form. Once you are done creating the newsletter, simply click on publish, copy the shortcode, go back to your customizer and paste the shortcode here and click on publish. And here is the newsletter with two fields, name and email, along with the GDPR. Now let's go back and configure the social media icons here. Go to social media settings under general settings, click here, and by default it is enabled, and here you can add the social media links. So let's add some social media links. Simply click on add new links, search for the social media icon that you want to use, click here, and here you can add the link of your social media profile. To add more social profiles, simply click on add new links and keep on adding more social profiles. Once you are done, just click on publish, and it will start showing your social media profile in the header. Now let's go back to our site and see what are the things we have done so far. Now if you scroll down, you can see all the section that we have seen in the demo is successfully configured. Now the only thing left is to configure the footer widget along with the sidebar. So let's go back to the customizer and add some widgets. Go back and you can add the widgets from widgets area, and here you get an option to add the widgets in sidebar along with the footer area. So let's configure the footer area first. Go to footer 1, and here you can click on add widget and select the widget that you want to use. So let's add popular post widget. And these are the settings for the popular post widget. So let's select this option, and if you scroll down, you'll see the popular post here. Currently it is showing only 2 posts, though we have set 3 posts. It is because these are the only popular posts for now. Click on publish. Now let's add some footer in other footer area as well. As you can see here, I have successfully added the widgets in the footer area. Feel free to add the widget that you want to use in this footer area. You get 22 highly customizable widgets to choose from. Now let's go back and add some widgets in the sidebar which displays on your blog post. So let's go and open our blog post, and this is our blog post where these widgets are displaying. So let's remove this one. Now in order to add the widget in the sidebar, click on add widget and search for the widget that you want to use. Let's go with author bio widget. It is one of the most popular widget, and using this widget you can display information about yourself. You get an option to add the title, your name, include your image along with a short description about yourself. You can also upload your signature and add a button. You can also link your social media profile. So let's configure this author bio section. If you have signed up for Gavatar and added the email address here, it will automatically pull the image, but you can also upload an image. So let's go and upload an image. Select the uploaded photo option and click on upload, and select the image that you want to display in this section. Let's go with this image and click on select, and here you can add a description about yourself. So let's add some random description. Here is the description. You can also add a signature text, or you can upload a photo. Let's go with photo and click on upload. You can select the photo from the media library, or you can simply drag and drop your signature. Once you do that, click on select and it will display your signature here. In addition to that, you can also add a button that links to your important page. Maybe you can link it to your about page. So let's do that. And here for the button link, add your about page link. So let's go back to the site and copy the about page link. Go back to the customizer and simply paste the link here. And here is the read more button. You can also link to your social media profile. Simply click on add social profile and keep on adding the social media profile. Once you add a social profile, click on apply to implement the changes, and here it will show the social media profile. Don't forget to click on publish whenever you make any changes. Now I'll go ahead and add some more widgets. Here I have added few widgets in the sidebar. Feel free to add any widgets that you want to use in the sidebar. Now let's check our website once again and see the areas of improvement. We have the call to action section, and this section is not linked. So let's go back to the customizer and link this section to the contact page. Let's go back, and you can configure that from front page settings. Go to call to action section. Let's go back on to the home page, and here we are on the contact section, and let's update the contact me link with the contact page that we have created. Go back here, copy the contact page link and paste it here. We don't have any other pages that we can link here, so let's leave it as blank here. But if you want to link to the services page or any other page, don't forget to replace this link with the page link. If you want to only display one button, simply select this option and configure the setting accordingly. Now let's publish the changes and go back to the home page and refresh here. Let's scroll down. Then as you can see on the left hand side corner, it is linked to the contact page. Here we have the testimonials, here are the services, and here is the blog page. We'll also cover how to configure these settings. Then there is the another call to action section, here is the contact section, here is the newsletter section, and here we have the footer area with the footer widgets. Now let's go back to the customizer and explore different settings that we haven't covered yet. Those settings are found under general settings, and we have already covered the header settings, social media settings. The only setting left is the SEO settings, and it is something that you should keep enabled. The first option is for enabling the last update post date. It is recommended to keep this option enabled so that the search engine can know that when your posts were updated. It helps you to improve your ranking of your site. The next option is to enable the breadcrumb, and it is also recommended by search engine like Google to keep this enabled. If you don't want to have this option enabled, you can simply disable it and the breadcrumb displays on your site on a single post here. If you disable this option, this breadcrumb will disappear. However, I recommend you to keep this option enabled for the better ranking of your site. The next option is the post and pages settings, which are applicable for your blog post and pages. The first setting is to hide prefix in archive pages. So when you enable this option, let me show you how this works. So let's open the business category, and as you can see here, it says browsing category business. If you want to hide the word browsing category, you can enable this option and it will only display the category name. The next option is to enable or disable the blog post excerpt. By default it is enabled, so the blog post excerpt displays here. Now if you disable this option, it will display full content of your post, which is something I wouldn't really recommend. So let's enable this option, and you can also control the excerpt length for your blog post. Currently this is too much, so let's reduce it to something very shorter version. So let's go with 30 and it looks much better. Then the next option is to change the read more text label, which is continue reading by default. If you want to change the text to something like read more, you can change it from here, and here is the read more. Then the next setting is for individual blog posts. So let's open that blog post, and if you scroll down, the first setting is for related post. So here is the related post, and if you disable this option, it will not show related post. Let's keep this option enabled, and here is the option to change the title. The next option is to hide the category. Here is the category for the blog post. If you want to hide the category, you can simply enable this option. The next is to hide the post author. Simply enable this option if you want to hide the post author. The next is to hide the posted date, which is this one. So if you don't want to display the posted date, you can enable this option and it will hide the posted date as well. If you don't want to disable the featured image for a single post, then you can disable this option and it will just display your title. Feel free to experiment with this option and configure them as per your preferences. Now let's click on publish and let's go back. The next is the newsletter settings, and we have already covered the newsletter settings. Now let's go back in the customizer, and the next is the menus. We have already created and configured the menus. Then the next is the widgets. We have already added the widgets in the footer area as well as in the sidebar. The next is the homepage setting that we configured in the beginning of the tutorial. Now the next is the footer settings, and from here you can add your footer copyright. By default it is copyright 2020 your site name. So let's add a more personalized footer copyright here. In the free version, you can partially edit the footer copyright. You cannot remove the author link and the WordPress link. This option is only available in the Pro version. When we dive into the tutorial of Pro version, I'll show you how you can easily disable the author link and the WordPress link. Once you add your footer copyright, you can click on Publish and refresh your site here. And then let's go back to the footer, and here is the footer that we have added earlier in the customizer. Now let's go back. The last setting is additional CSS, and here you can add the CSS code if you want to modify any of the styling of this theme. Earlier in the beginning of the tutorial we did not cover the layout settings, so let's go back and cover that as well. So the first one is the blog page layout, and from here you can select the layout for your blog page. So let's open the blog page. So here is the blog page. You can also go to your blog page by adding the URL /blog, and here is the blog page layout. In order to change the layout, select the layout that you want to use. So let's go with this layout and click on Publish and preview the blog page, and here is completely different blog page layout. The next layout is the classic layout. If you want to use this layout, select this option and click on Publish. And here we have the classic layout with the bigger image, with the title and so on. We also forgot to add the blog in the menu, so let's go back and configure that as well. Go to Appearance, click on Menus, and here we don't see the blog page that we have created. You can click on View All and you will see the blog page. Simply click and select blog and click on Add to Menu, and simply drag and drop wherever you want to place this blog menu item. So let's go and add here, click on Save Menu, and let's refresh our site, and here is the blog. Now let's go back in the customization and let's select this layout, and here you can see the customizer is refreshed. You can click on the link here and you can preview the changes in real time. This layout looks fine to me, so let's go with this layout, and once you are done, click on Publish. Now the next setting is for the general sidebar layout. From here you can select the sidebar for your post and pages. By default, right sidebar is used for both pages and post. If you want to use full width layout or full width center layout or left sidebar layout, then you can select from these values. In addition to this, you also get an option to change the sidebar layout for each individual post and pages. Let me show you how to do that. I have already covered earlier, but if you forgot, you can go and click on all posts and you can edit the post, and at the bottom and you get an option to change the default sidebar. So as you can see here, by default it is selected the default sidebar, which uses the settings that you specify here. But if you want to use full width for only this post, you can select this option. If you want to use left sidebar for this post, you can select this option and it will apply left sidebar for this post, but for other posts it will still use the default sidebar that you specify in the customizer. The same setting is also available for the pages, so feel free to select the sidebar layout that works best for you. Once you are done, just click on Publish and refresh your site. The next option that we haven't covered earlier was the appearance settings, and it was the typography. So now let's go back and change the typography to something else. So in this case, let's go with different font. So let's go with Montserrat. You can simply type the font name and it will apply the font across your site. Here we have a beautiful font here, so let's change this secondary font to something else as well. In this case, let's go with Open Sans. And here we have successfully changed the font. So once you do that, click on Publish and refresh your site. And as you can see here, we have successfully changed the font of the website. You can check all the list of supported fonts at fonts.google.com. Here you can find the list of all the themes that is supported by this theme. Now let's go back and see if we missed any of the settings. We already covered site identity, appearance settings, layout settings, front page settings, general settings, and we cover all these settings as well. So now let's have a final tour of our completed website. I'm on the home page. Now let's see the site that we have completed so far. Here we have the newsletter, here is the banner, here is the client logo, here is the about section, call to action section, testimonial section, the services, here is the blog section, here is the call to action section, here is the address section, here is the newsletter section, and finally here is the footer section. Now let's explore the pages. Here is the about page. This is our about page, and here is the title, here is the image, and here is the about page content. Currently this image doesn't look good when it is aligned to the left. In your case, if you have used any other images, it may look good, but in this case the image is aligned to the left. So let's add some CSS to make it center align. If you know CSS, you can easily do that, but if you don't know, I'll show you how to do that. Just click on this image and click on inspect. Then in order to make it center aligned, you have to add only few lines of CSS code. The first thing that you need to know is the article, and you have to know the class of that article. So in this case the class is post 50. So let's go back to the customizer and add that class. So I'm in the customizer, and here you can add the CSS from additional CSS. In order to add the class, just add dot and add the class name post -50, and then we have to select the container where the image is added. So in this case the image is in the container post thumbnail. So let's add this class as well. In order to add the class, simply add dot and add the class name post thumbnail, and then add the curly brace, and here you can add the code that applies to this image. So let's make it center align. In order to make the center align, you have to add the code text align and then give it a value center. Once you add the text, simply click on publish and refresh your site, and as you can see here, the image is center aligned and it looks much better than what we had earlier. Then the next is the career, which is the category of our blog post, and here is the blog post that is related to the career category. The next is the business category that we added in the menu, and here are the posts related to the business category. The next is the tips, which is also another post category. Then there is the blog, where all our blog posts are listed. Then the next is contact, and here you can see the contact form, and everything is successfully configured. Now let's go back on the home page. As you can see here, we have a dark overlay above our image, so the image is looking little darker. Let's remove this dark overlay so that our images looks much better. To do so, right click on your mouse and select inspect, and it will open the code inspector. You don't have to know any advanced CSS. I'll guide you step by step. Then click here and then expand it. Here you will see before, simply click here, and on the right hand side you will see the code that adds black overlay over this image. Simply click here and copy this one. Go back to your customizer, press enter and right click and paste the code that you have copied earlier. Add a curly brace, and here you can add the background. So let's add the background transparent. And close the code with semicolon. Now let's publish it, and as you can see here, once you add the CSS code here, the changes are reflected in real time. So let's go back here, and this is our current site with a dark overlay. And if you refresh your site, here we have a beautiful image with a brighter image in the banner. So depending upon the image that you are using, you might want to disable the black overlay. In that case, you can simply use this code. If you remember earlier in the beginning of the tutorial, I said that Blossom Coach is the parent theme of Blossom Health Coach, Life Coach and Blossom Speaker. You can get the same style like those child themes when you activate those child themes once you set up the Blossom Coach. Now let's go to our dashboard and install those themes and see how our website looks. In order to install the theme, go to Appearance and go to Themes. Click on Add New and search for the theme Blossom Health Coach. And simply click on Install and click on Activate, and then refresh your site. As you can see here, Blossom Health Coach is activated and we have completely different menu, and here is our banner with a slider, but you can easily configure to the newsletter banner. Then there is the service section just below the banner. Here is the about section that we configure. Here is the call to action section just like we configured in Blossom Coach, and we have completely different design of the testimonial. Here is our client logo section, and here is our latest post. Here is another call to action section, and here is our contact section with the address info and contact form. And we don't have the newsletter, but we can enable that settings in the customizer. And here is our footer. So most of the settings are automatically migrated, and now you can customize in the customizer the settings that we lost after activating this theme. Now let's go and check the other theme. The next theme is the Life Coach. Click on Add New and here search for Life Coach. Click on Life Coach and select this theme and click on Install Now. Once the theme is installed, click on Activate and then refresh your site. And here we have successfully activated the Life Coach, and here is the menu. Here is the banner which is currently using the slider, but as mentioned earlier, you can change the banner to the newsletter banner from the customizer. I'll show you for one of the child theme. And here is the client logo. Here we have completely different about section with completely new design. Here is the services section with different color gradients, and here is the call to action section. Here is the testimonials. Here is our latest post, and here is another call to action, and here is our contact section, and here is the footer. So most of the settings in this child theme is also activated. The next child theme is Blossom Speaker. In order to add the theme, click on Add New and search for Blossom Speaker and click on Install and then click on Activate. Now let's go back to our site and refresh our site, and here is the new child theme Blossom Speaker activated on our site. We have completely different header layout. Here is the banner with the slider, and here is the services section. Here is the about section. Here is the call to action section followed by testimonials. Here is the client logo section, and here is the blog section with completely different design. And here is the call to action section, and we have the contact section here followed by footer section. Now let's go back to the customizer and configure the settings that we lost when we switch to the child theme. I'll go back and activate the Blossom Health Coach theme. Click on Activate. Now refresh our site, and let's go back to the customizer and refresh the customizer. And in order to configure the header section, you can go to site identity, and we already covered how to add the logos. Then in order to configure the banner section, go to front page settings, go to banner section, and here you can select the static video newsletter banner, and here is the image. Let's go back and add the image that we used. So this was the image that we used. Select and crop, skip cropping, and here is the banner. Now let's add the newsletter shortcode. Go back to your dashboard, go to Blossom Themes email newsletter and copy the shortcode of the newsletter that you want to use in the banner. In this case, let's go with this one. Go back to your customizer and paste the shortcode here. And here is the banner with the newsletter. Once you do that, click on publish. Then the next setting is for adding the social media icons. In order to do that, you have to go to general settings, and from social media settings you can add the social media links that will display on the left hand side of your menu. I'll not go into, as I have already covered earlier. Now let's go back to the themes and activate the Blossom codes, and let's refresh our site. And here we have all our settings just like we configured. This is all about configuring and setting up Blossom codes theme on your site. I hope this tutorial was helpful and you can now easily build your site using this free WordPress theme. If you find this tutorial helpful, please like the video and hit the subscribe button so you never miss any of my future videos. Now I'll show you how you can easily migrate to the Pro version without losing any of your existing progress. To purchase the Pro version, go to Blossom Themes, go to Shop, go to Premium Themes and click on Blossom Codes Pro. Here you get different options to choose while purchasing. The first one is Blossom Codes Pro, which is only the theme. The next is the Blossom Codes Pro plus theme installation and setup service. You can click on this question mark icon to read more about this service. The next is Blossom Codes plus priority support yearly plan, and the next one is Blossom Codes plus theme installation service plus priority support yearly plan. Select the package that you want to purchase and click on get it now. Scroll down and here you can select the payment gateway, and you can enter your email address and purchase information and click on proceed to payment. You will be taken to the checkout page from where you can enter your purchase details and make the purchase. Once you make the purchase, you will receive a zip file that you can install to upgrade to the Pro version. I've already made the purchase, so I'll just go to the dashboard and install the theme. To install the theme, go to Appearance, click on Themes and click on Add New and click on Upload Theme, and you can simply drag and drop the zip file here, or you can also click on Choose File. I've also made an in-depth tutorial how to install the theme using a zip file and how you can easily resolve the issue that you might face while installing a theme. I'll provide the link in the description below. Please feel free to check the tutorial. To install the theme, click on Choose File and select the Pro theme zip file and click on Open, and then click on Install Now. Once you install the theme, simply click on Activate. Then you will be taken to the Getting Started page where you will find information about this theme. Here you can see the list of recommended plugins. Under Getting Started, you see the same information just like the free version, but here you will find the link to your Pro version documentation, link to the support tickets, and link to the Blossom Codes Pro demo. On the left hand side, you find the option to activate your theme license, which is necessary to receive the automatic updates. So let's add the license key here. Once you add the license key, click on Save Changes and then click on Activate License. Now as you can see here, the license key is successfully activated. Now let's go back to our site and see what are the changes happen after activating the Pro theme. As you can see here, the settings that we configured in the free theme are automatically migrated. We still have the information that we have added and linked to our social media profile. Here is our menu, here is our newsletter banner, here is our client logo section, here is our about section. The font is also migrated, and here is our call to action section, here is our testimonial section, here is our services section, and we have an extra section which is the event section, which we need to configure if you want to display on your site. Then there is the blog section with the blog posts, and here is the call to action section, and then we have the contact section just like we configured earlier, and here is the newsletter section followed by the footer with the footer widget that we added earlier. And here is our footer copyright. Now let's dive into the customizer and see what are the additional settings this pro theme has to offer us. Click on customize. As you can see here, there are tons of settings compared to the free version. The first one is site identity, which is similar to the free version. So here are the settings. Feel free to change if needed. Then let's go back. The next is the child theme support settings. Here you will see the list of child themes for this theme. So you can select the option if you have migrated from any of this child theme, and it will automatically apply the style of this child theme. So let's go with health coach. And as you can see here, we have successfully changed our site into health coach style. If you are migrating from life coach or blossom speaker, you can select any of these options. So let's go with life coach option and see how our site looks. And as you can see here, the settings are automatically changed into life coach styling. Now let's check the blossom speaker child theme. And here we have the child theme blossom speaker on our side. As you can see here, based on the child theme you select, the styling of your site is automatically changed. You also get additional information to match the exact style. So in this case, the header layout in blossom speaker is the third header layout. So if you want to change and achieve the same header layout, you can simply click here and it will take you to the header layout, and from here you can select the header layout, which is the third header layout. So you can select this option and it will apply the third header layout. Let's revert it back. I'll cover this shortly. So let's go back and change the child theme settings to default, which is the blossom coach. Now let's click on publish and let's go back and explore the other settings. The first setting is the appearance settings, and in the pro version you get an option to change the colors. You can change the primary color, secondary color, background color along with the footer background color. So let's change the color. To change the color, simply click on this button, and here you will get an option to add the hex code or simply drag and drop wherever you want. So in this case, let's add the hex code, which is a 6-digit color code, and as you can see here, the changes happens in real time. Now let's change the secondary color as well. I'll go with the hex color for this secondary color as well. And as you can see here, if you hover over and you can see the secondary color. We already covered background color while talking about the free version. The next is the footer background color, which is applied for the footer area. You can change the footer color if you want to. Now let's go back, and in the background setting you get an option to add the background image just like the free version, but you get additional settings to change the pattern of your background, and here you will get 63 unique patterns to choose from. So if you like one, you can simply click on the pattern that you want to use and it will apply on your site. As you can see here, the background pattern is applied here. Let's revert it back, and whenever you make any changes, don't forget to click on publish. The next setting is for layout settings, and here you will find the layouts that are available in this theme. The first one is the header layout. You get 5 different header layouts to choose from. If you like any other header layout, simply click on the header layout that you want to use and it will apply the header layout instantly. Let's go with this one, and as you can see here, our header layout is changed. Let's go with this one, the third header layout. The next option is for single post layout, which is applied to your single post. So let's open one of our single posts. So this is the single post, and this is the layout which is applied by default. But if you want to use this layout, click here and it will apply this layout. Once you do that, don't forget to click on publish. Then the next option is the blog page layout, which is similar to the free version, and we have already covered this one. Now let's move on to the next layout, which is the general sidebar layout, and we already talked about while covering the free version. So let's skip and go to the other settings, which is the pagination settings. The default navigation on your blog page is numbered, which is 1 to 3 number, but if you want to use Ajax load more option or Ajax auto infinite scroll, you can select the pagination that you want to use. And whenever you make any changes, let's go with this one, and don't forget to click on publish. And if you scroll down, it will automatically load the post when it reaches the end. Let's go with this one and click on publish. Now let's go back and explore more settings. The next is typography settings, and on the body settings you find the option to change the primary font, secondary font, along with the option to change the font size. So this font size is 18 pixels, so let's reduce it to 17 pixels. And as you can see here, the font size is changed in real time. The next option is to host your font locally. By default, the theme fetches the font from Google's, but if you enable this option, then it will store the font on your site, and then it will help to improve your website speed. So let's enable this option and click on publish. I'll cover the performance parameters shortly after we covered different aspects. So let's go back to typography, and we already covered this one. You can change the primary font and secondary font if you like any other different fonts. The next one is for heading setting fonts, and you find the settings to change the font for all of the headings, which is H1, H2, H3, H4, H5 and H6. Let's explore H1 settings, and here you get an option to change the font family for H1 heading along with the style for this font, and you also get an option to change the font size of H1 heading. Please note that this heading settings font is only applied to the headings that you add on your post and pages. Now let's go back. The next is the front page settings, and from here you can configure the additional sections that are only available in the pro version. In the pro version, you get a pricing table option, success section, event section, and you also get an option to sort the homepage section and enable the one page section. I'll not go into depth on how to configure this section, because you can easily refer to the documentation and configure these sections. They also have a video tutorial, so you can follow along the video tutorial. However, let's dive into the important section, that is how to sort the homepage sections. And here you can see the list of sections that are on the homepage. The banner section is not listed here because you can disable the banner from here. So let's go back, and here we have the client section, followed by the about section, call to action section, testimonial section, and so on. If you want to sort the order of any section, so let's, for example, if you want to place the about section just below the banner, you can just drag and drop at the top. And as you can see here, we have the banner and we have the about section. Same goes with other sections. So let's configure the testimonial just below the about section, and then add the services below the testimonials. And once you do that, click on publish, and you can scroll down to see the changes. You can also visit your site to see how it looks. So let's click here, and here is our site, and here we have the banner followed by the about section, followed by the testimonial and the services, followed by the client logo section, and so on. If you want to disable any section, then you can simply click on the eye icon. So let's disable the event section that we have on our home page. Click on this eye icon and it will disable this section. and you can drag and drop to the bottom the section that you have disabled. Once you do that, click on publish changes and it will apply the changes on your site. Now let's go back. The next is the one page settings, and from here you can enable the one page navigation. So simply enable this toggle, and here you can add the label for your menu items. Please refer to the documentation on how to configure these one page settings for your site. For now, I'll just disable this option and go back. The next is the about page settings, and as mentioned in the beginning of this tutorial, this theme offers different page templates, among which about page is one. In order to configure the about page, you have to select the about page template. So let's go back to the dashboard and go to pages, all pages, and this is the about page, which is automatically created when you install the theme. But since we have already created the about page, we can select the about page template for this one. So let's edit this page, and here you can go with default template, click on update, and we can select the about page template for the page that we have created. So let's click on quick edit, and from the template you can select the template. So we can use the about page template here, click on update, and this page will be assigned about page template. Then you can refer to the documentation on how to configure the different section on the about page. If you create a new page, so let's create a new page. On the right hand side you get an option to select the page template for the pages you create. So if you haven't created any of the pages, then you can simply add the page title and select the page template that you want to use. And once you are done, click on publish, go back to the customizer, and you can start configuring that page. You can refer to the documentation on how to configure the about page, services page, contact page, event page, and so on. Now let's dive into the general settings, and here you will find different settings. The first one is the top bar settings, and you can enable this option, and here you get two different options. You can add a CTA in the top bar, or you can also use the newsletter. So you can just place the shortcode here. So let's add the shortcode. Go back to Blossom Themes image newsletter, click on all newsletter, and copy the newsletter shortcode that you want to use at the top. So let's go with this one, copy the newsletter shortcode, go back to the customizer and paste the shortcode here, and it will display the newsletter at the top. Click on publish to make the changes. The next is the header settings, and this settings is similar to the free version, but you get an extra option to enable sticky header. So when you enable this option, your header will turn sticky, and when you scroll, here is the header. Now let's go to the other setting, which is the social media settings, and it is same as the free version. From here you can link your social media profiles. Then the next option that is only available in the pro version is the social sharing, and from here you can enable the social sharing for your post. So let's open our post, and as you can see here is our social share. The default one are Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. If you want to enable social sharing for any other platforms, you can simply click on this eye icon, and it will enable the social sharing for that platform. If you want to sort the order, simply drag and drop the social icons, and it will make the changes in real time. Once you do that, click on publish. Now let's go back and see the other setting. The next one is the SEO settings, which is similar to the free version. The next is the post and pages settings, and here you get the similar option just like the free version, but with extra settings. We had hide prefix option in the free version. This was also available in the free version, and these were also available. The extra option is the blog post image crop. When you enable this option, it will avoid the automatic cropping of the featured images in home and blog post. So if your images are automatically cropped, you can enable this option and it will display the images exactly as uploaded. The next is for single post image crop. It is similar to this one, but it will disable the automatic image crop of featured image on your single post. The next is to show the related post, which is similar to the free version, and in the pro version you get additional settings. You can display the related post based on the category or tags. Then you get an option to show or disable comments on your blog post. The next option is the comment toggle section. If you have noticed, the comment section is displayed at the end, but if you enable this option, the comment section will display just below your blog post. The next option is similar to the free version, which is to hide category, hide post author, hide posted date, and show the featured image. In addition to that, you get an option to include your signature. You can upload your image. So let's add the author signature here. Simply upload the image or select the signature from your media library. Let's go with this one and choose the image. And here is the author signature. In addition to that, you can also enable the social links. Let's enable that. And this social link is similar to the social link that you have added in your header, and you can configure that from social media settings. When you add new social media links, then it will also update in this section. You can also change the alignment of the author signature. By default it is on center. If you want to align to the left, you can select the left alignment, and here it goes. Once you are happy with the result, don't forget to click on publish. Now let's go back. The next is for sidebar settings. From sidebar settings, you can configure different sidebar for your post and pages. I'll not go into depth on how to configure the sidebar. You can refer to the theme documentation on how you can use this feature to have unique sidebar for your post and pages. The next is the performance setting, and here you can find some of the settings for improving the performance of your site. The first one is the lazy loading. When you enable lazy loading, it helps you to speed up your site loading. So feel free to enable this option if you want to have lazy loading on your site. You can enable the lazy loading for your featured images, enable the lazy loading for your images on your post and pages. You can also enable the lazy loading for your avatar. The next is default JavaScript. You can read more about on the internet. What it basically does is it helps to improve your site loading speed. It informs the browser to delay the loading of certain script so your site loads much faster. The next is to remove the var parameter, which is also known as the version parameter, from your CSS and JS file. When you enable this option, you will get a slightly good score on speed test website like GTmetrix. We already covered about hosting gold fonts on your server, so let's go back. Then there is the setting for success page settings, and here you can configure the setting for your success page if you have added one. Then the next is the newsletter settings, which is similar to the free version. Then the next is the miscellaneous settings, and here you will find the option to enable the admin bar, which is the bar that shows at the top. If you want to disable this option, you can simply disable this toggle. Then the next one is the light box. When you enable this option, the images will pop up when someone clicks on the image. Then the next option is to enable the last widget sticky. So let's enable this option and see how it works. So let's go back to our site and go to blog, and let's scroll. And as you can see here, this is our last widget and it is sticky now. You can use this feature to place your newsletter or your call to action button or any other thing that you want to target to your customers or readers. Let's go back, and the next option is to enable the drop cap. When you enable this option, the first letter of your post and pages turns larger. So let's publish this one, and go back and open any of the posts. So let's open this post, and as you can see here, the first word of the post is larger now when you enable the drop cap option. Now let's go back. The next setting is for Google Analytics. Here you can add your Google Analytics code. You don't have to use any external plugins for adding the Google Analytics code. In addition to Google Analytics, you can also add the code for Google Tag Manager, Facebook Pixel, or any other script code that you want to use on your site. You don't have to use any external plugin since this theme already provides a spot for adding the code. Now let's go back. Then the next is for the menus. We already covered that one. We already added the widgets in the homepage setting. It is similar to the free version. Now the next setting is the footer settings, and if you remember, in the free version there was only option to add the footer copyright, and you cannot hide the author and WordPress link in the free version, whereas in the pro version you get additional settings. You can hide the author link. Simply enable this toggle, and if you look, it will hide here. So let's enable this option, click on publish changes, and let's refresh the site. And if you scroll down, the footer copyright is now changed, and it only displays the footer copyright information that you have added here. In addition to that, the pro version also includes the year shortcode, so it will automatically display the current year. So let's add the shortcode. And let's publish the changes and refresh the site. Go back, and here, as you can see here is the current year. Now let's go back. The next is for adding the additional CSS, and if you have noticed, the additional CSS that we added earlier is also automatically migrated. Then you get an option to reset the customizer. If you want to reset the customizer settings, you can click on reset and click on Y button to reset all the settings that you have configured in the customizer. Please note that this action is irreversible, so once you reset your customizer, all the customization that you have done will be lost. This is all about Blossom Course Pro theme. I hope you can now easily migrate to the Pro version and set up your site with more confidence. If you find this tutorial helpful, please like the video and hit the subscribe button to support my work. If you face any issue or want to share any thoughts, please feel free to let me know in the comments below.